What's the deal? What's the deal? It's your boy Norbs, and this is the 10-8 podcast.
What the fuck you gonna do?
That's what the fuck we're gonna do. We're gonna get busy today. Got my man. Today's Monday again. Like I said, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays we're on at 10 a.m. We're gonna be more consistent with it, and also we will do pop-up shows. So make sure you guys stay tuned to our Twitter and Instagram handles. Again, Boots versus Lima this weekend. Does Boots need a big win to continue what he's doing? Hackett versus Xander goes crazy on Instagram this weekend. Andy Cruz set to fight Matatai, I think. And more boxing news. Calvin Ford looks confused speaking on Tank. We're going to speak about that with my co-host when he decides to get on in a few minutes after this. What it is. Good morning, community. So let me give you guys the thing. So real quick, just want to give everybody a heads up. You guys can watch me on my Twitter X at StreetStarNorbe, but I was hacked. I clicked the link recently. It was something about a podcast. I'm thinking I'm helping somebody else, just showing love. I like to show love to the podcast community, and in doing so, I got my damn fucking account hacked. So yeah. So if you guys get any DMs from me telling to vote, don't vote. But having said that, yeah, continue. I'm talking to X right now, but my backup is at Norbs It All Network. If you guys want to specifically speak to me on that front, but yeah, we can definitely get it in. But make sure you guys like, subscribe, hit the notifications button on the YouTube. The more you share, the more we grow, the bigger and the better the show's going to get. We're starting to get a lot of people really tuning in, so I definitely want to continue to grow this channel, and I'm going to give you guys what you guys are looking for. Shout out to my bro Jamel Herring, waiting for him to tune in. He's just getting up. Jamel has been on his training / waiting for the opportunity to get on type of shit. So you know how that goes. You know how we do. But it is what it is. Tune in. But yeah, we're live right now. Recently we had my man Bernard Hackett on. He had called out Xander's eyes on behalf of his son. His son called him out, said they want to fight at 154 pounds, which led to a lot of controversy on Instagram and Twitter. You guys can go check it out. My Instagram is at StreetStarNorbe, and Jamel's is at Jamel Herring, spelled out just like that. But I bring that up to say that yeah, the boxing community is definitely right now going crazy about that. I did not think people would go crazy about it. And Xander needs a fight as well as Jaleel. And Jaleel's trying to climb the rankings, especially at 154, which is such a tough division. Speaking of that, we have a big 154-pound fight right now, debut from somebody that I believe is the best fighter at 154 pounds, and that is my man, Boots Ennis. And that transpires this weekend. And that's going to be a big fight. I mean, Boots is making his debut. What do you say to that? Does Boots got to make a big statement going to 154? 154 is the stacked division that it is for a reason. We have, if you look at the rankings at 154 pounds, it is absolutely insane. I feel like the rankings have better fighters than the actual champions that are in that division right now. Whether you mention Errol Spence or Virgil Ortiz or Boots Ennis, 154 is a stacked division. Charlo, there is a lot of smoke to be in that division, and 7 pounds earlier than that is 147, and guys can come up. Ryan Norman Jr. Possibly can go up to that division. So there's a lot of smoke at the division. This may be, I think by far, it is the biggest, the most stacked division out there. Just shout out to everybody tuning in early. Make sure you share the link to everybody out there. Let people know that we are on. You know what I mean? So I want to put that out there. We'll continue to put this here. Open my video link to everybody out there. Let people know that we are on. I'm over here trying to. I gotta get my I gotta get my damn thing on, bro. I just don't understand how the hell I cannot get. I actually hit up my Twitter X, and they were like, "Oh, I gotta wait 7 days." Somebody has control. Whoever this hacker is, he's good. He's good because I can't even get into my account, but I can stream from it. I'm streaming from it right now. For those that are out there, let me introduce the legend, Jamel Herring, in the building. What's good, brother?
Oh, what's up, bro?
My man just woke up, wipe the cold out his eyes, see who's this paging me. That's crazy. You're wearing a Biggie shirt. You're from Long Island, bro.
Don't matter.
But yeah, I'm telling everybody, I got hacked, so I'm streaming from my Twitter. But I don't have control of it. So if you get a DM, some weird shit, it's not me. It is not me. But it's fight week, Jamel, for my man Boots Ennis, who's fighting Lima this weekend. And I was saying that this is the debut at 154, Boots' debut, right. Something big. How impressive do you think, or a statement does Boots have to make in such a stacked division right now, 154?
He definitely have to make. He's gonna make in terms of his performance. It's got to be impressive because, I mean, no one's really giving his opponent much, much of a chance of beating him. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, he got to go out there and pretty much just dominate and, make it look like he belongs in the division. Honestly, with a person like Lima.
I'm with you on that, and it's kind of crazy because Boots is so talented, but he's also been critiqued for not taking the big fight, not fighting a Virgil Ortiz at one time, not being able to coerce Bud Crawford into a fight, and now being hesitant to go to 154, but now he's at 154. So there's been a lot of question marks. Not getting the Brian Norman fight. There's just a lot of stuff that's been circling around Boots, and people want to know why, especially because he's so talented, right? And now going up to 154, bro, like you could have stood at 147 and dominated, but now,
right,
you're in a division, and this is my opinion. If he were to dominate this division, this may put him at Hall of Fame status, in my opinion, because how deep 154 is. I mean, how do you feel about that?
It's a start. It's definitely a start in terms of. I mean, he's already captured 2 titles at 147. So yeah, if he can clear out his division, it definitely puts at the end of his career, it definitely puts him in a run for Hall of Fame for sure.
Oh no, I mean my thing is that I feel like a lot of people tend to downplay him because he hasn't had the big name recognition fight, and I feel like now, I mean there might not be the names in there per se, but you got Charlo, you got Ortiz, you got Fundora, you got, it's just a lot of smoke. You got Xander Zayas, who's being pushed to be the next Puerto Rican superstar, and not to mention that, if I'm not mistaken, I just read it earlier. He's this fight is being moved up for him to be the interim champion, which would automatically, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, make him the #1 contender for the WBO against Xander Zayas. Is that accurate?
I mean, I think right now he's rated at number 2. He's rated at number 2, so he's right there. I'm pretty sure. Eddie's gonna push him. Eddie's gonna push for the WBO to make a #1, so he can have multiple options. But yeah, that's the case right now.
Well, they're saying it's been elevated to interim champion if he wins this fight in the WBO.
Then he's right there.
Yeah,
but again, it gives him another option though if he wants to take the Zayas route. You know what I mean?
I think he will. I'm not gonna lie. I think that's what they're gunning for. I would be very surprised if he doesn't. And I've heard rumors from Eddie Hearn said that there's signs to fight him and Virgil Ortiz in 2026. I don't know, for some strange reason I feel like he's going to exercise. Or at least
who do you think wins?
Between who?
Him and him. If he goes the Xander route.
Boots and Xander?
Yeah.
I think Boots. I got Boots in my top 5 as a fighter. I think Boots is that good. I just think he hasn't had the fights to prove it, but I think and I believe Boots is like that. I think Boots beats him handily. Xander. I'm not gonna lie. I think Boots is like that.
What do you think he has to do this weekend?
So Boots has been one of the most critiqued fighters out there, right? Prior to his last fight, people were killing him. When he fought what's the guy's name? I forgot the guy's name. 147. We did the rematch, and people were like, oh, whatever. And then after that, yeah. But after that, he dominated, and everybody forgot about those fights. I think 154, he has to make a statement. He has to win emphatically. He may need a stoppage. If he gets a stoppage, he, in my opinion, would be the biggest name at 154, or at least the name with the most hype behind it, outside of Xander. I think Xander has the biggest name at 154 right now. Now, if you think that's
you think so?
I think right now, I think he's bigger than Fedora.
I mean, probably, he made a good point. Probably outside of people, you know what I'm saying, he has associated with now outside the ring. So, yeah, I can understand that.
I mean, you got to think about it. I think the writing's on the wall with Xander. They're pushing.
I think, honestly, the IBF champion that knocked out Tim Tszyu, you don't even hear from him, though. Matter of fact, he hasn't fought since the Tszyu fight. And I think he's probably the most dangerous, out of the champions because he can hit.
Yeah, he could pump. He could definitely pump. I say this. The reason I say that too is because Xander is getting that push. I mean, listen, he just signed a huge deal. Again, I know you hate when I bring this up with my man Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny is hosting the Super Bowl. I mean, he's performing.
Maybe Xander. Listen, Xander can make an appearance there.
I mean, this weekend he was just at the celebrity bash in Puerto Rico.
That's what I'm saying. If he can just make an appearance there, you know what I'm saying? Especially when it's expected to have, Latino huge presence because of Bad Bunny performing. He could definitely pick up a whole new fan base.
Listen, he is definitely getting. I mean, listen, they're putting him, if you think about it, in the same events as Amanda Serrano, who's huge right now, right? And she has the Jake Paul following. Felix Trinidad literally is the most popular fighter in Puerto Rico.
I don't know if anybody getting bigger than Felix.
No, he's the most popular. Felix is right next to him. Felix is hugging him, put his arm around him.
Felix is still popular.
No, 100%. He's the president. If you ran for president of Puerto Rico, you'd win. But this is what I'm saying. He got his arm around him. They are giving Xander that push that no other Puerto Rican has had since Tito. And let's be honest, and Miguel didn't even get that type of a push. So the expectations, and listen, I'm Puerto Rican, so my dad, my grandfather, they're delusional. Xander this, my brother. Xander got this. I can't believe. And I was arguing with my brother the other day, and he said, "Oh, it's unfair that Xander is now all of a sudden the 100, and everybody wants to now fight him." And I'm like, bro, he got the belt. Once he got the belt,
champion.
Regardless of his age, 23 or whatnot, now he's expected to do what Felix did and Miguel did. And
let's be honest, for some reason, and it's not a knock, but it's just how it looks. A lot of fighters feel like he's the easier target right now.
Yeah, no,
most popular, like you said, but in terms of in the ring experience right now, they probably look at him as the easier outing.
No, I mean absolutely. He gets hit a lot. Okay, doesn't really have the pop. He doesn't necessarily do anything like when we talk about Felix. Felix had that one punch knockout. Miguel was a devastating body puncher. Camacho was flashy, fast. He can put you out, right? Xander really doesn't have that one element that you'd be like, what do I got to fear him? He's a good boxer.
He's a well-rounded fighter, though.
Yes, but is he a better well-rounded fighter than Boots? And I think that's what it is. He doesn't possess, in my opinion, that one attribute that makes you scared. Gervonta's power, right? Shakur's defense. What does Xander do that makes you say, he's that guy? And it's very surprising that Puerto Rico has backed him the way they do because, I think, and this is my opinion, I think Top Rank has done an excellent job in putting him out there. I think he's a good-looking guy, but I'm not convinced that Xander is that guy. And at 154, if he was at 160, Jamel, I'd say, you know what, he might go on a run. His weapon at 150.
You know who was there?
I mean, compared to 154.
You know it was there's only one man there alone that has two of the belts.
Who?
Fuck Xander.
I mean, we're talking about names right now. I mean, big names.
You said going to run, like he gonna run, and then he's also the top rank. So you think they will set that fight up quick. That's an easier fight to make.
I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, listen, we've been talking this, but Puerto Rico's been dying for next superstar. We all know how big of a market Puerto Rico is in boxing, and is Xander the right guy? I don't know, but right now we have a lot. His division's getting a lot of notoriety. We got Virgil coming. We got Fondoras fighting Keith Thurman.
Right.
We got Boots fighting this weekend. They're talking about Boots versus Virgil. Errol Spencer. I've seen him make subliminal tweets that he's coming back possibly. There's a lot of smoke. Charlo's talking about coming back. Listen, where does Xander go? Where does Boots go? Both of them are going to be tested.
Anybody, the man who basically can dominate and become the lineal champion in the division is definitely one. It's definitely the one.
Yeah. Nah, I mean, listen, it's hot. 154 is hot. Look, this weekend we did we had Bernard Hackett on. Shout out to Bernard, and he's going after Xander. He put it out there. He was like, "Look, Hackett is gonna not only knock him out. If he was able to get that fight, he would make him quit on the stool in Puerto Rico." And I thought that was one of the craziest comments.
That's a bold
comments I've ever heard.
It's a bold statement.
Yeah, it's a very bold statement, but it got to a lot of people's ears,
man.
Even in Puerto Rico. Like, it's crazy. I mean, look, this is some of the comments. Look, we're gonna do a segment. We're gonna start pulling up comments, but Bernard, look, bro, thank you for your thought. But Xander has been at the A side his entire career without one 50-50 fight. I double down and say I didn't misspeak either. Quit on the stool or flat on his face. You got more fortune than he does. I don't know what that means. It's the truth. It is silence.
He's probably talking his mind. He's
talking. He says he doesn't mind chasing, but he pee down his leg when he knows he's being chased. Puerto Ricans from the island like Tito and Cotto would have barked back by now. Look, Xander's on attack. Bernard Hackett's going. I mean, Jaleel and him is talking a big game.
I mean, what they have brought back?
We wasn't in
the social media era back then. So, like, unless you guys sat in front of a reporter, you know what I mean? I can't fully agree with that. But no, this is a different era where at times you see the news comes at you in real time. Back in the Tito's and the Cotto era, you had to go read about it or see it during a HBO broadcast or whatever, when they were sitting there asking the fighters about what's going on in the boxing world with them.
That's true. I mean, I think it's a good move, and I will say this: Felix didn't really turn down many challenges, man. Like, Felix really went for it, and I think,
I get that, but like I said, it could be a top rank thing. Top rank could have had other plans. I know how top rank works at times. They got other plans in mind right now.
Yeah, and also you have
especially if it's a homecoming. I guarantee you, even though they say they at first he wanted to fight Virgil in Puerto Rico, which would have been a huge fight. But I don't think any of the advantages would have been in Virgil's. I don't think it would have been an even playing field for Virgil. So of course they wasn't going to take that. But again, I think for the most part with Tyrank, he's already getting enough buzz outside the ring, which generates money when it comes to him fighting in the ring. Like you said, the bad association with Bad Bunny alone. So I think that Tyrank is probably going to match him up with a easy soft touch just for a homecoming type feel. You know what I mean? Just to put on a dominant performance, make him look good at home, put more fans in seats. Watching him moving further as he goes along in his career and go from there.
But I think to your point though, getting an easier fight, Jaleel maybe looked at it as that right now.
Jaleel has to get himself ranked in the rankings. Yeah. So it don't matter if it's easy or not. Like I said, I'm like, we're in the month of October, so I'm pretty sure WBO already put out the rankings for this month. So it's like, you better his team needs to reach out now and hope that they put him in the rankings for the month of November. You know what I'm saying? To make it impossible going into the new year for 2026. But the more time you sit on your hands and wait, the sanctions body is not going to do you any favors, especially when you think about it like this, bro. You fought recently, but yet of the performance, they didn't put you already in
Yeah.
their ranking. So it's up to you. So it's not like November, December, January, you go to just magically pop up in the rankings. Nah, you gotta basically either have your team reach out to them and write a letter to the sanctions body asking that tell them you want to represent them and move forward from there.
I think also what Bernard is hinging is his possibilities on the fact that a lot of people don't want to go to Puerto Rico. A lot of these guys that are ranked don't want to go out. They don't feel it's a fair advantage. I mean,
That's
Virgil.
why. That's why I said they're gonna like I mentioned, Virgil probably was going because they feel like they have a disadvantage going out there.
I wouldn't go.
So, with that being said, Top Ranking simply turn into a regular, ordinary homecoming fight if he doesn't get a Jalil Hackett somebody in there, just for him to put on a showcase performance and move forward from there into bigger and better things. And more than likely, after that performance, Puerto Rico, he's gonna have to basically fight his mandatory. So you know what I mean? Like Jaleel better get on it now because Xander's gonna be tied up if he takes a voluntary defense with somebody else, and then has to turn around and have to fight his mandatory.
No, absolutely. No, I'm definitely with it. I just feel like I think that's what they're banking it on. A lot of guys don't want to go there, and I mean, would you go to Puerto Rico if you were Virgil? If you were these other guys, we all know what it's for. They're trying to make.
It depends on the fighter. Sometimes you might be in a situation where this might be your only opportunity, especially if you're getting picked from the bottom of the barrel. So it depends who you are on your situation and when you stand in that inbox. But if you're a popular guy who can generate in his own, I probably wouldn't either. I probably like, hold up, we could fight, but we're not going to do it there. We're going to fight on a neutral ground. Like you see what Oscar De La Hoya said. He was cool with them having even in Vegas. When he felt like it was a neutral ground.
I mean, it's smart. Puerto Rico versus Mexico. He feels like Virgil. I mean, you got to think about it. Let's be real. This would be a huge fight for Virgil Ortiz. I mean, if you really, really, really think about it, this would put Virgil. I mean, they're giving him the keys to Puerto Rico right now. Like having a Puerto Rican superstar in boxing is always a major plus, right? And I would, if I was them, I would definitely chase after that fight. They would know, you know what I mean. So, and I would favor Virgil, but that's just me. But I don't know, man. Like I want to see something. I want to see something now. And I'm gonna pull something up real quick for everybody. Real quick. Hold on. Let me see if I can get this. I'm trying to download this thing real quick. This division, I just want to put it out there, is absolutely insane. And this is, I'm going to put up, this is what you sent me the other day, the rankings, right? At junior middleweight, right? I think it's junior middleweight, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So this is the rankings for junior middleweight. And this is how tough this division is. I don't think people, I think people have to actually look at this to really understand
how deep
this is, right? And this is the list right here. Josh Kelly, number 1, Jaron Ennis, number 2, Lubin, 3, Boyacek, 4, Ramos, Sasso, Keith Thurman, 7, Majramov, 8,
Santiago.
Yep. Nikita Zoo. I mean, there's people that are not even on this. Charlo's not even on this list. Well, actually, look, Charlo.
Yeah, they got to update that because had to be. But yeah, I guarantee you, if he does lose that belt, out of recess, whatever he's in, that he would be in the rankings. But yeah, he's out there. I mean, look at the division is stacked.
Yeah. Who do you think?
That's what I said. I said to Norm on the phone day before yesterday, whatever. Shout out to Xander, man, because he definitely doesn't have an easy outing, no matter where. Even if he takes a voluntary defense, like who can he really choose from that? Like you're gonna have to basically if you really want a soft touch, you gotta pretty much probably take a chance with somebody that's unheard of, and that can even be dangerous because some of those guys, just don't have the same spotlight as you. But it doesn't mean that they're not good. So like when you look at this whole ranking system, it is nobody like say voluntary defense and mandatory. There's really no easy outing for Xander, and I'm pretty sure a lot of these fighters on the list are looking for to get opportunity to get at Xander.
No, absolutely. Listen, he is getting the look. He's getting um a serious push, and when somebody gets a serious push like that, and you can go out there and defeat them, in a state. Can you imagine if let's say Jaleel were to get that fight for some, whatever. And again, Jaleel's not in these rankings, but let's say Jaleel were to get these fights, right? To get the fight. Let's say if he would go out and say what he was doing and stop Xander. Do you understand where that propels him to? You're talking about Virgil fights. You're talking about big money fights. So that's how big Xander is.
Even with him though, he won't have no. He be good. He'll probably be hot for that moment, but he want to keep it up when he's competing against some of these guys.
No, but I'm just talking about the opportunity and how popular and how big of a push they're giving Xander Zayas right now. Xander Zayas is really getting that Tito Trinidad push. That he's getting that superstar push from the Puerto Rican backing. When you can bring out Felix Trinidad, and now you're doing these celebrity basketball games, and you're the guy that everybody wants to shake their hand or take the picture with. You're taking pictures with Amanda Serrano, probably the most successful boxer in Puerto Rican history. With 7 divisions, whatever. The most relevant right now, Felix standing right behind you. There's blood in the water. There's a lot of these guys licking their chops at the opportunity to fight Xander. I just know a lot of these guys won't do it in Puerto Rico because at the end of the day, how can you beat Xander in a more than likely situation where it's going to be a decision in Puerto Rico? So I think that's the whole. And they want to do it in Puerto Rico because they want to come in our party. Right. You know they want to come in our party for him, Jamal. You know what I mean? I mean, this is what it's about. Top Rank is trying to let Puerto Rico know, look, we got your next star right here. This is who it is. And I'm telling you right now, being Puerto Rican, my people are behind him. I told you before, but they weren't behind Berlanga. Remember I told you, they're not behind Berlanga, bro. I'm telling you right now. They're not behind.
He's more of a New Yorker, bro.
That's what I'm saying. They are behind Xander Zayas big time. And rightfully so. You know what I mean? He's a talented kid, but this is a big division for him, man. I mean, who do you think gets if you had to look at this list right now?
Right.
Who do you believe gets Xander through this list? And I know a lot of these guys are locked in. If I'm not
mistaken. I mean, you mentioned him earlier, bro. Boots.
You think Boots is gonna get? You think Boots will go to Puerto Rico?
You mean to go to Puerto Rico? I mean, nah. Boots is title right now, so he's you good again. Well, I know he's not gonna go to Puerto Rico.
You don't think Boots? What if Boots does? How big would that be for Boots to go to Puerto Rico and fight Xander Zayas?
I mean, it'd be huge. I mean, definitely be a good event for the people out there. But
I think
there's not so much of a boost, but does his team take a chance with it? His team?
Boots' team?
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep. You know what? Let's talk about that.
Does Bazzi go out, take the chance, go out there? His father take a chance, go out there? Unless they feel 100% confident that they could dominate.
I'll tell you, if they go out and beat Xander in Puerto Rico, they become, in my opinion, the A side at 154. I believe Xander's the A side right now, 154. I know people are gonna tell me you're crazy, Norbs. Bro, the push that he's getting, the people that are behind him right now, they are making him the A side. He's gonna probably get that other belt eventually, of whoever, the one that Boots, that Bud dropped, right? They are making a push for him. If Boots were to go into Puerto Rico and defeat Xander, he would become the A side, in my opinion, at 154. And I'm talking about with Fundora. I'm talking about everybody in that division.
I'm with Clarissa, though. I was thinking about Clarissa, what she just said to him about Danny Garcia. But I didn't mention Danny because, like I said, so he had that fight in Puerto Rico, and a lot of people did feel like he lost that fight. But at the same time, Puerto Rico never really embraced, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, they never did.
They never really embraced Danny like that in terms of like one of theirs, you know what I mean? Danny is more Philly than, you know what I'm saying, than PR.
Yeah, he's more American. He's a gringo. That's what they call him. I mean, it's very difficult for you to get the what is Fernando said, the apoyo of your people, especially the Puerto Rican people. Listen, Oscar didn't get the love from the Mexican fans, and he still doesn't, to be honest with you. People love when they talk greatest Mexican fighters. A lot of times you don't even hear Oscar's name because he's not necessarily. He was born in America, so and that's unfortunate. I'm talking Oscar de la Hoya. If you ask a Mexican,
you're talking about Mexico?
Yeah,
Mexico? Yeah,
they do
man.
Puerto Rico. Like
They were sending him. Listen, they were sending that man death threats
yeah,
when he
we
fought just over the Chavez fight.
mm-hmm. No,
He go
absolutely.
down to the cartel. They say they was sending him threats. They wasn't playing with
Yeah.
him.
No, absolutely. And in Puerto Rico, it's the same time. You don't get that love from the Puerto Rican people like that. You just don't. No bigger name is going to Puerto Rico. I'm with you, but I'm not going to lie. This may be a risk willing to take. I think Boots beats him in Puerto Rico. I think emphatically he beats him. I think I believe in Boots. I think Boots is the best fighter at 154. I think he's the best fighter at 154, at 147, at 160. That's what I believe. For the three those between those, I think he's that guy. He just needs to get the names out the way. You know, I don't if Boots is on his A game and he fights anybody in these divisions, I think he gets his victory. That's what I believe. I think Boots is slicker than everybody. I think
How's the money? Yo, how's the money look like though? People, I see people talking about something that there's no money out there for whatever. Like I said, that's what I kept seeing is there's no. Even De La Hoya said there's no money out there, so that's nothing. It's gonna come down to the money for one of those bigger names that go out there like that. Who's putting the money up?
No, that is true. That's why you may need a Turkey Al-Seek to jump in the situation. We all know that Turkey likes Boots. He came out and I think, if I'm not mistaken, didn't he mention Boots versus Bud? Bud's not going to fight Boots. We all know that. But I think Boots is right in line. I think Bud is almost out of here. I think Boots, what is he, 28 years old, maybe 29?
Right.
He's the one right now, if you really, especially in American culture, that people are hanging their hat on. And he has an exciting style. You know what I mean? He's very offensive. He doesn't necessarily, he's not very cautious. I think Shakur is arguably the best or top 5 fighter, but he's not as offensive as a Boots. I think Boots, just stylistically, has the chance to be that next superstar. Let's just say he goes out there, beats Xander, then fights Virgil and beats Virgil. He's out of here. He's out of here, Jamal. I mean, those aren't easy situations, but now you're crossing over to the Mexican market and you're crossing over to the Puerto Rican market. He has every opportunity. Now, if Boots Ennis does not take these opportunities, he's going to seriously get questioned because he's had them before and didn't take them.
Oh, it's not, man.
You don't think so?
PR?
I mean, what do you mean?
Go to PR?
I would love to see it happen. I think sometimes you have to take that chance.
I think if anything, if he doesn't take the chance, I think if anything, people are gonna his people or his circle and his fan base, they won't take it personal because they probably want to just see him fight Virgil anyway.
Oh no.
So they'll say if he does say that it comes up and he swerves opportunity, I think they'll angle him trying for a bigger fight with Virgil.
No, absolutely. Let me rephrase what I said. What I mean is he has the name recognition in the division, wherever the fight could be at, Texas, New York, Vegas. That if he were to go and get Xander, let's say he gets Xander in Vegas, Virgil in Vegas, and he would defeat both of those fighters, he would possibly be in the top 5 pound for pound list throughout the world. That's what I believe, and I think, and let's think about it for a second. With Bud, he's not going to fight often. He really isn't. He's about to retire. Gervonta Davis, who's the biggest name in America, in American boxing, doesn't want to fight anybody. He's left a bad taste in everybody's mouth with this Jake Paul situation, not fighting Lamont Roach. What other American fighter would you say, with the skill set of him, that has a skill set of Boots, has the potential to be bigger? Shakur, I don't think Shakur has the offensive output that a lot of these fans crave.
Right.
I'm just saying. I think Boots really has it, bro. I think he can be that guy. He said Keyshawn Davis. Keyshawn Davis got to get out of his own way. Avery, he can't even get out of his own way. I'm saying they're saying Keyshawn Davis is an American fighter. I think Keyshawn Davis is talented, but
he got to bounce back. He ain't take a loss, but he took maybe
he took an L.
His reputation took a loss outside the ring, so Keyshawn got to bounce back and dominate, and then look good doing it.
Yeah, no. I mean, think about it. If you look at
Norman Jr., depending on how he looks against Devin in a couple of weeks or so, we'll see. But Norman is definitely right now. He's on a good streak. He's on a good one.
If Brian Norman were to go out and stop Devin Haney in the American, that would definitely elevate him. But at the same time, now Would you stay at 147 or do you go to 154? Because all of name recognition is at 154. Do you really want that Boots fight to even call him for? So I think that's why I believe that Boots has the best opportunity right now to become America's next superstar in boxing. That's what I believe. I think he has it, bro. Like, I mean, Devin, we all seen what happened with Ryan, right? And he hasn't really bounced back necessarily from that. I'm not taking nothing away from him, but on the American side, I think it's Boots. It's either Boots or Shakur. I mean, Jamal, you're the pro, man. You tell me.
I think right now, like I said again, Shakur's he's on a hot streak. That Cepeda fight definitely, I think garnered him a lot of new fans for his performance.
Yeah.
I mean, you even see people comparing the highlight reels to Mayweather Cotto at times. They keep seeing floating around on social media. But I think Shakur already he's on a good run. But in terms of that division right now, Boots has opportunity this week to go out there and really put his name in the hat to be one of the next guys to take over the sport. But that's just based off his performance. You know what I'm saying? He's going to fight somebody that we want to see him fighting afterwards. And hopefully it is a Virgil fight. And same goes for Virgil. Virgil goes out there and let's say he goes out there and fights Boots and dominates and beats Boots. He could be him being especially Mexican. He could be another big face out there that people will get behind too as well.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about American fighters. See,
American.
I think Shakur.
I think Shakur. So obviously, no matter what you say, people are gonna still. Tank still has a huge base. If Tank goes out here, let's say puts Jake Paul on his back or whatever. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think his star rises because you gotta look at it also. You gotta look at the fan base that Jake Paul brings. People really believe, like his fan base really believes that some of his like his day one fans when he was on YouTube really believe that he's that guy in boxing. So if somebody go out there and convincingly beat him up or whatever, or say knock him out, that those people who probably don't know much about boxing, but they just seen, oh wow, he put my guy out. We'll get behind Tank. That's yes, Tank is not retired either, bro. He's not retired.
He's retired. I think Tank is already retired. I disagree with you. Now, Tank has the style, but he doesn't have the heart. Shakur has the talent, but he doesn't have the style. That's why I believe and it could be Brian Norman. I think Brian Norman does have the style to do it. But I think Boots is ahead of him in terms of recognition, and he's in the division that's going to garner him bigger fights. Even though Norman is fighting Devin Haney, I just feel like Boots is the one. I think Boots has the opportunity to solidify him as America's next biggest boxing star simply because of his style, where he's fighting, and those things. I think he's 1 foot out. I think Shakur may be the most talented, but I don't think his style is as appealing to the public as Boots is. And that's just how I feel. And that's not a knock on Shakur, it's just how he fights, as opposed to, in my opinion, Boots. But that's just me.
I don't know. I think Shakur keeps taking the fights that we want to see. I think you know what I'm saying, especially on the streak that he's on now. Because let's be real,
yeah,
he has more big names in his resume right now than Boots does. You know what I mean?
100%. I mean,
so if he continues his streak, though, Shakur will be that guy. Remember, at one point in time, people wasn't really behind Floyd when he was Pretty Boy Floyd. When he was Pretty Boy Floyd, you know what I'm saying? They wasn't really behind him like that. Going into the Diego Corrales fight, we know a fight that he clearly dominated, but going into that fight, Corrales was a favorite. Yes. They thought Chico was gonna knock out, Floyd. You know what I'm saying? Floyd was out there trying to fight everybody. The same thing that you see scoring there. Floyd was really calling out everybody when he was Pretty Boy Floyd. But from the Shane Mosleys, he's calling out Shane and them early in his career as well. And then once he got the shot with Oscar De La Hoya in 2007,
that's it was before that. It was before that.
No, once he became Money Made, that's when he shot. That's when he shot Floyd.
I hate to correct you, but what got him into mainstream media wasn't the Chico fight. It was when he fought Gotti. Because Gotti was America's sweetheart. He dominated Gotti. That's what put him on.
I think he beat the hell out of Gotti that fight. But again. Yeah. That wasn't it, bro. Go look at go just take a trip after his career. Okay, but that's like saying that how he was trying to shoot Shakur, dominated Oscar Valdez in Vegas in front of a pro Mexican crowd.
But
They
not
still was giving
body.
Shakur hell until to his last fight.
I feel like if Floyd doesn't fight Gotti, he doesn't get De La Hoya. That's how I felt at that time. And I feel like once he beat Gotti, bro, he beat Gotti. Go watch the Gotti fight and then watch how Shakur beat Oscar Valdez. Completely different versions of domination.
I mean,
But that's what I'm saying.
Not taking
It was
from
exciting.
Shakur for the hell of a fight. I was commentating that night. I called that fight, but yeah, but with Floyd, I think that's one of Floyd's probably best one-sided performances I've ever seen. The way he beat up Gotti, but again, I don't think he propelled to full mainstream. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying until after the De La Hoya fight.
But that's what got him the De La Hoya fight when he dominated such a bro. You know how iconic Arturo Gotti was. Arturo Gotti was iconic, bro. People really loved. People believed Gotti was gonna beat Floyd. I would go to the barbershops.
Only Gotti fans believe that shit.
Bro, there was a lot of people, and I used to argue with them all. He's never been hit by a guy like Gotti. I'm like, bro, Gotti's not even gonna touch him. Exactly what I said happened that night. And that performance is what propelled him to get De La Hoya. Shakur, I don't know if Shakur has that in him. I don't know if he has that in him. And that's, in my opinion, what'll hold his star back. And that's why I believe Boots has it in him. And that could propel Boots because people want to be entertained. I'm just saying. I could be wrong. Floyd fighting Oscar blew him up. Absolutely. But that Gotti fight's what got him that fight. No, Gotti was a bar fighter to a lot of people. People love the Arturo Gotti, bro. Literally. A lot of people don't believe he should have been in the Hall of Fame, and he's in the Hall of Fame. That's how popular Arturo Gotti was. I'm just saying. Moving forward, another person at 135 pounds, Andy Cruz, IBF orders Ray Mortaya to fight.
I told everybody that. I told people that over. Oh man. I was telling people that over the weekend.
What do you think about this fight?
I think. Listen, I'm gonna be real with you. They didn't want to take that fight. They want to remember they argued the IBF to get a voluntary defense. Remember that. Remember that, y'all. Muay people. They wanted the IBF to ask for voluntary defense. That right there tells you they did not want that smoke off the back.
Andy Cruz, yeah. Andy Cruz is a star, bro. I like Andy Cruz. I think he's very entertaining. He's very funny. He's very good. I've seen Shakur come out and say, yo, how good Andy Cruz is. And when Shakur is complimenting somebody like that, it kind of tells you the skill set of Andy Cruz. How far do you think Andy Cruz can go at that division at 135?
That division right now, it's like, man, it's so many ways. Like they gotta start mixing it up. You don't really hear about these guys calling each other out at 35 like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know you got Abdullah Mason got a big fight coming up and so forth, and this one the third, but you don't really hear, like I said again, these guys talk about fighting these other top names moving forward after that. It's more of whoever comes up, you know what I'm saying? If it happens type of deal at 135 right now. So I don't know what the hell's going on at 135.
I forgot Abdullah Mason is there. You got Carmel Moten, who's not getting a lot of press.
He hasn't had a breakout fight yet, though, man.
Well, he hasn't got on a regular stream. He's been fighting.
Exactly. Like, come on, man. Like,
yeah. But I mean, nonetheless, I mean, you're still there. Cruz, Moten, Abdullah Mason, Keyshawn Davis. I mean, you still got Lamont Roach who could possibly go back down to 135. I mean, we all forget about the big fish, Gervonta Davis, who probably won't fight any of these guys. I mean, there's some good fighters at 135. I love Andy Cruz. Shakur Stevenson, we forgot to mention him at 135. Do you think Shakur stays at 135 and fights one of these guys, or does he go up?
It depends how he looks against Tio. He might feel like I'm strong at 140. I'm gonna stay. He said he's gonna go back down, but it depends. Sometimes, especially if they give him more hotter options at 140. I can see Shakur say he beats Tio. I can see him staying at 140. But if nothing's really going at 135, you're just there. What you gonna do? You can't move backwards and take a let's say a voluntary defense against somebody people won't even know. You know what I mean? Or or even if it's I got to look at the rankings, but if it's mandatory, it's not isn't like saying decent or hot. You can't go from a Tio back down to because no one if nobody if none of the champions at 135 is going to want to fight him, what's the point of him standing at 135?
And there's a lot of good fighters at 135. It's unfortunate.
Maybe maybe he might get the Schofield fight. Maybe the Schofield fight comes back around again.
Schofield. There's some smoke at 135, bro.
But these guys are not. But when these guys are not really calling to the out.
I mean,
it's like everybody's doing their own thing. Everybody's just going their own way, doing their own thing, not even mentioning or looking at the other champions as out there. Shakur's looking to fight everybody, but you think these guys are picking Shakur as their first option? Maybe Andy Cruz might be the one. You know what I'm saying? But again, him being with Eddie Hearn, you think Eddie's gonna do Shakur any favors anytime soon, especially with the rumors of Shakur leaving to go back to Top Rank?
Yeah.
You look at all those pieces. And then Shakur dangerous to anybody.
You got Gervonta with one of the belts at 135, right? You got Motataya with one of the belts. You have was Keyshawn still have a belt?
No, remember he lost it on scale. Remember he's and there's nothing. Keyshawn's the number one contender at with WBO for 140. They granted him the mandatory spot.
He's chasing Tio. He wants that Tio smoke. Damn, I just thought about that. Yeah, he's probably not going to be.
But Tio ain't got. I think it's crazy. They said Tio ain't got to fight the mandatory for another 18 months because he's the WBO super champion.
What does that mean?
They get special privileges when you got those super titles.
What does that actually mean? Please tell me.
Pretty much when them super champions, they basically get like special privileges. Remember at one point in time, what was the WBC version of the super champion where Canelo and them had it and they didn't have to fight. They didn't have to face their mandatories. Those super champions. The WBA got a super champion. Where the regular champion is the one that really has to fight the mandatories, but the super champion doesn't have any obligations.
That's crazy. So he has no obligations to. I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Somebody correct me if I'm wrong.
No, I think you're right. I mean, he has been.
Shout out to my guy Fitzpatrick. I seen you. I know we still gotta talk, my man. I ain't forget about you. We got a schedule, but this is like I said. This is why I couldn't do it around this time because I'm on here with my man Norbs. But shout out to my guy Fitzpatrick in the comments. I see you. I acknowledge you.
What did he say?
We'll definitely reschedule and get something going on. Hopefully this week we'll sit down and talk.
Oh, I didn't know you were supposed to do an interview. I didn't know.
Yeah. You know what I mean. I sit and talk to everybody. You know what I mean.
Nah, it's all good. Alicia said, speaking of Schofield, get that interview with Senior. I need to hear him and Mel have a verbal match. He's not gonna get on.
No.
He's like,
nah, Alicia, I can't. I see him and his son back doing interviews again, like Batman and Robin. So it might be one of those things you might have to do it. If you want to bring on Junior, you might have to keep Senior, to his left or his right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind having him on. I mean, it's all love. We believe in free speech over here.
I don't mind people having him on either, but it's like I just want to have a realistic conversation because his father will say some crazy shit like they got food poisoning and then Shakur and them stole his passport. I'm like, I don't want to hear those stories, man. I just want to hear what's next, what you saying, how you feel and things like that. I don't want to hear no crazy, conspiracy theory stories. I don't want to hear that.
They had a deadly masseuse that Shakur sent over.
Yeah, what I mean, poisoning drinks and everything. Like, come on, Alicia, you trying to set me up.
Yeah, he hit him with the puffy baby oil. That's what happened. The masseuse hit him with that puffy baby oil. What do you think about that puffy thing? That's kind of crazy. He got 4 years. Yeah. That's crazy for paying for an Uber for a prostitute or a plane flight. That's absolutely insane. I'm not gonna lie.
Wait, paying for Uber?
He has one count that's only against him is basically transporting prostitutes. So it's basically if I got a fucking airplane for a chick, right, and I there's a prostitute. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty fucking lame. That's kind
of like a cop blocking thing situation now. Like you can't even fly nobody in to do what you want to do because they might count it as charge of prostitution. I mean, I'm not saying that he's innocent because there's a lot of other things other than that's going on. I think the most dumbest thing he did was he was scheduling a damn speaking tour before he got out.
Yeah, that was insane.
Like,
Why
why
would
would
you
you
do
do that? Like, you just so they looking at you like, oh, you think it's a game? You don't take none of this serious. You think you're gonna just go out here and walk out here scot free and do whatever? I think that's why they hit him with that, man. When he went, they say he already had a whole matter. He had an appearance today somewhere.
Yeah, I think if anything, Puff should have just honestly, I wouldn't even do the public speaking, but he does have an ego, and he wants to make it look like this can't take me down. I get it.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
want to go out there. You want to go out there and dancing and shit like everything's good. You know, I was like, he gonna come out there with a mic dancing a bit. You know what I'm saying? Can't you like I said? Can't nobody hold you? Hold me down. You know what I'm saying?
Ready to take
Vibe
it
and
right. Yeah, Puffy should have just played that a lot different actually, but that's just me. Moving forward, off of the boxing, we were speaking about 135 pounds, and Calvin Ford did this interview recently, which I found very interesting. Let me see if you guys found it interesting.
Retirement. Where is he with that?
Well, after the roast fight, he said, I don't think I'm retiring. We're still fighting there. He was getting ready for the roast rematch. So he's still fighting. So just let him do him. You know what I'm saying? And the fans be grateful that he's putting in the work to give them some type of entertainment.
In general, how do you see him now compared to maybe like a year and a half, 2 years ago in terms of his mental?
It's coming along. Everybody goes through that stuff. I went through my stuff. You know, everybody have them little ups and downs in life. That's what life is. You know, I had a little youngin named Too Sharp, and they said, man, being a adult is hard because responsibilities and stuff, you know. He been fighting to get where he had all his life, and then he's there, and then it's another beast, being that guy. Everybody calling you out. Everybody wants you. You know what I'm saying? Everybody tugging at you. That's part of that life when you that guy.
Can I start this one off? I find it interesting when he's saying, let him do him. He's giving the fans some type of entertainment. He doesn't even seem.
Bro. I said that. Let that man get out the way and let's get back to regular boxing afterwards. It's pretty much what my man. He just said the same thing. Like he basically said that let him get it out the way and we'll see how he feels about moving forward in terms of fight. He didn't say nothing about retirement though.
I think he's retired. I don't ever think he's gonna fight Shakur. I really don't. I don't think he has the drive to fight him. I'm just being honest. I don't even think this is my opinion. I think Calvin looked a little kind of like he doesn't even know. Like he's like, yeah, it's coming along. What do you mean it's coming along?
It's coming along, you know.
I don't know, man. When I seen that interview, it kind of made me more certain in my opinion.
It's coming along.
I think it made me more certain that he's going to retire.
What we gonna do, y'all? What we gonna do? It's coming along.
Fighting Jake Paul is so ass, dude. I don't
let
know.
Let him get Jake out the way. It's coming along.
I tell you, it's going to be a Jake 1, 2, and 3. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be a rematch to that fight. Something is going to happen in that fight that's going to make a part 2 happen. I'm telling you right now. But I don't know. I just feel like Calvin.
Ain't my chance to goddamn part 2, man. Come on, man. Let's go.
All right, watch.
Yeah.
Speaking of that fight, did you hear about the So apparently, people are sending backlash to Netflix and starting a movement.
We know why. They're not for the Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it be straightforward. They're not feeling the whole kids learning about same-sex relationships and all that mess in their productions, cartoons, or the trans situation they put in these cartoons. And I don't know, we're just in a different time, man. But it's crazy. I mean, at one point in time, let's be real with cartoons, though, they was heavily pushing, blackface, cartoons back in the day. So you can't be really surprised with the stuff you see today with cartoons, man. It's like these animators are always going to find a way to push the envelope when it comes to cartoons. I mean, look what we got coming up, watching shit like South Park and shit like that. And you know what I mean? So there's always something, but it's like this whole, this whole trans thing in today's world is still like a big topic. So I'm not surprised that they're doing it, but I can understand people holding their ground and, pushing back against it. But
somebody told me that they lost already 5% just off of that one Elon Musk tweet of their viewership. What does that mean for the Gervonta Jake Paul fight? I think is the big question, because there wasn't a lot of people excited for the fight to begin with.
And
And
that's a good point. Getting into boxing with that, I thought about that too. But who knows? You might have people. You might have fans honestly like treat it like a pay-per-view in terms of like they'll cancel it right now, but when the fight comes around, they'll rescribe for that night, and then afterwards probably take their subscription back, their money back. Get out the subscription, whatever.
5% is a big number, bro. It is.
I mean, you see, damn, what's his name, man? When they canceled my man's Tonight Show, a week ago, whatever, and then they lost about some hundreds of millions, and they Jimmy Kimmel situation doing people unsubscribe from Disney's, and Disney's one of the biggest machines out here in the world. So once Jimmy once they canceled Jimmy and people felt some way about it, Disney, it took them about a week to get their shit together and was like, all right, now we gotta bring him back. We don't lost about $300 million in a few days. That's a lot of money, yo.
I know Jake definitely can't be happy about that, because that's more sales that are going to go down. I don't want to see the fight. I think the fight is a bag full of assholes. That's just how I feel. It's trash, but I just want to see how it affects it. Whatever. Moving forward. Jose Benavidez Sr., that's his name, right? Recently came out and had these comments in regards to David.
With Turkey Al Sheikh, and we had to do kind of like a plan. And like I said, we're not underestimating nobody. What we're focusing on right now is Anthony Yarde, but there was talks about fighting Anthony Yarde. Fighting the next one will be Better Beef, the second one will be B-Ball, and the third one Zurdo Ramirez, and the other one will be Apitaya. So those are the talks that we had. So those are really, really super tough fights. So we gotta focus on beating the first guy, and then we could go to the next one. But those tests are very, very hard, and we're gonna stay focused and look impressive on November 22nd.
A lot of pressure on David Benavidez right now to be that guy. Can he be that guy at 175 with Bivol, Better Beef, and all these individuals? Can he?
Listen. If he wipes that slate clean, well, I'm glad his father said there's gonna be tough fights. But if he can wipe that slate clean, you a bad dude. You're a bad dude. But yeah, I'm glad. You can tell on his face that Turkey pulling him aside. Basically Turkey, whatever Turkey wants, Turkey gets. Because usually you don't really hear fighters today taking notes with having that type of a schedule lined up for them.
Yeah.
And boxing, let's say 5 years ago, you have maybe a tough big fight here, but then your next 2-3 fights, they taking on soft touches. But if he's going from boom to this one, and like those are all tough matchups. Especially with just Better Be and Bivol in the mix of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, David. I mean, David doesn't have his hands full, but I'm sure if you still got Turkey Al Sheikh behind it, he's gonna be well, compensated for his services, fighting, making those fights. Like I said, Canelo Alvarez would have probably been the bigger payday, of course. But in terms of where Canelo's at now, how we look against Bud and moving forward, that division, is really stacked. The light heavyweight division is stacked, and then. What shit? Isn't Zurdo Ramirez at a cruiserweight? At cruiserweight?
Yeah, I think so.
So that's what I'm saying. So yeah.
The void is there. They need another superstar, especially the Mexican people. Can David Benavidez fill that void? Do you feel, and I think his fighting style can help him get there, right? He's about to be 28, 29 years old. I mean, do you feel like he can make that transition to the next great Mexican / Ecuadorian superstar? Does he have the appeal?
Yeah, I like David. You know what I'm saying? I like what I see from him.
I'd like to see that fight versus Better Beef. I'm not gonna lie. I want that Better Beef go straightforward. Can he take that type of pressure? Will he be able to? There's a lot of good fights to be made. If I'm not mistaken, he fights next month, right? He fights on that Norman card. Right?
I believe, that card is stacked.
I think that card is gonna be crazy. I think it's like November 25th, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's Thanksgiving Day weekend. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, he has brown and black fans. So do all of them, I think. I mean, Canelo does. I mean, I like Benavidez. I think this is his time. I think he wants to seize the moment, especially with, like you said, Canelo probably almost done. But I think Benavidez can be that guy. Will he be that type of a draw? I don't know, but his stylistically, is very appealing. But he definitely has a big challenge in front of him with Yardy, and then you know, Bivol, man. Bivol looks good. He's back in the gym. I think he had back surgery or whatnot, but we all know how surgeries can affect people. So the Mexican monster could definitely be a superstar. I think it's time. The one thing I like about what Benavidez did was, although he continues to bring up Canelo every interview possible, he's moving up to the challenges, to the big.
I mean, yeah, but he definitely not stopping. He's not putting his career like some of these guys went up in the Canelo sweepstakes. He's not putting his career on hold. He's still fighting the best challenges they got to offer him out there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Can he transition that in that 175? His last two fights at 175 didn't look like he had the pop. In my opinion, I could be completely wrong. Does he beat Bivol? I mean, I've heard they sparred. I've heard rumors he got the best of Bivol. Do you think he is going to be the one at 175? Yeah, I think he's the biggest name at 175, though, to be honest.
Who, Bivol?
Yeah. No, I think Benavidez is the biggest name.
No, I think Bivol.
You think Bivol got a bigger name than Benavidez?
At 175?
Period.
No, yeah.
You think Bivol's more popular than Benavidez?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Go. I mean, just asking people on social media.
Yeah, I thought Benavidez.
A lot of them fucking with Bivol. A lot of them having Bivol in the top. Like some people have Bivol in the top 3 pound for pound, depending on who you ask. You know what I'm saying?
Bivol up there.
And then let's be now. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think that Bud and Canelo fight also brought Bivol a lot more light, some more light again from his performance against Canelo. Which, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people are rocking behind Bivol. Like I said, David, my guy, I rock with that. I'm just saying, like in terms of like from what I've seen, I think a lot of people will probably have Bivol as the man and that guy. You know what I'm saying? To at 175 over Benavidez right now.
Yeah, you're probably right. You're right. He did get the Benavidez. I mean, the Canelo fight, so that makes sense. Alicia says, I don't think he beats Bivol, though. That's a super fight, though.
That's what I'm saying. A lot of people feel like Bivol is still that guy.
That's a good fight.
When is he ever falling off? I mean, some people felt like he should have won the first Benavidez fight. He won the second fight. He beat the face of boxing. You know what I'm saying? He made him go back down to the super middleweight. A lot of people still hold that fight, in high regard. You know what I'm saying? To Bivol it's not taking anything from David, but yeah, Bivol is that guy at 175.
No, I'm definitely with you. I'd love to see that fight. I love Benavidez. I think I want to see what he's gonna do. But we're definitely gonna see. Damn, people are starting to tune in like crazy right now, and I gotta freaking go. Jesus Christ!
So you gotta put it on time. People start waking their asses up.
You want to do 9 o'clock? What do you want to do?
People gotta wake
up. I mean, no, people are in there. Shout out to Alicia for being in the chat. Shout out to Andrew and Arthur, Family Legacy. I appreciate y'all. We're about to get up out of here in a couple minutes.
You gotta make the kids some waffles. You gotta go, y'all.
I gotta go wash up. I already gotta cook dinner. There's a lot of stuff that gotta go on. I mean, that's just how the cookie crumbles over here. If Jamel gets up earlier, I woke up Jamel this morning.
He woke me up because I damn sure, I ain't gonna lie to you, I was out cold.
He had to wipe the coal out his eyes, so he put on the beach.
I ain't gonna lie. I think I was asleep by like almost 5 in the morning. I don't know why I was even up. Like I don't even, like it wasn't no night. I just couldn't sleep.
Well, I got you guys. On Wednesday, we come back. We'll stay on at least another 20, 25 minutes. Hopefully, there'll be more stuff to talk about. I mean, we had a pretty good show, and there's not really much to talk about, to be honest.
Nah, again, a matter of fact, since y'all over here, me and Nora spoke last night. We're gonna basically start taking segments where we start speaking back to the people, meaning whatever y'all say on social media, you know what I'm saying? And if it looks like an interesting topic, we'll definitely, like he did earlier in the show, we'll take whatever you have to say and we'll just reply back to you guys on the platform, on the streaming platform, on here.
No, absolutely. We're gonna definitely incorporate a lot of your thoughts. We do anyway.
Make sure y'all just follow the social media account, especially Instagram, because Nora was always, for whatever reason, replies like that everybody that hits him up on the page, and I see, like I said, I you know, so I get tagged in it, so I just see all the comments. You know what I'm saying? We collab together, so I just see all the comments. But I let the people talk. But I told them, so listen, man, take instead of you know, I know every now and then you got to say something on the spot, but for the most part, if it's a good topic and somebody brings something up, just save it for the show.
Now we definitely gonna do that. Make sure y'all tune into our Instagrams at Street Talk.
Exactly. See, look, she said she got a lot to say. You know what I'm saying? Speak your mind. You know what I'm saying?
I'm on, Alicia. We got you.
Just follow my man Norbs. You know what I'm saying? And whatever because we're gonna take segments from everything we put out on the show, and then we just let y'all talk. But if it's something good, we don't say we'll take it and we'll definitely get back to you guys on the show.
Yeah, make sure y'all like, subscribe, share, and we're gonna be on every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on YouTube, Twitter X, Instagram at Jamel Herring. Mine is at Streetstar at RBE. We answer all questions. Jamel be arguing with people. I don't argue with people. I
don't listen to that, man. Who argue with who?
Argue. I'll be like, come on, Jamel, man.
That's you.
I enjoy.
When he brought the topic about Clarissa Shields and Gabby Fundora, the chat went crazy on Instagram. So he had to go back and forth with everybody. I was just sitting there just eating popcorn, just watching the show. Like I wasn't going to entertain it.
Yeah, and Clarissa came out. Clarissa
exactly. Gabby came out too. I mean, whatever he was going for, it definitely worked. But again, we could have said that next time we have a moment like that, we're just gonna just save it for the podcast. I ain't got time to go and just be typing all day to everybody.
All right, on that note, I'm gonna let my man Jamel get out of here.
Y'all hit me up.
All right, guys, we out. Make sure you tune in every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. We probably get on a little earlier than that, maybe like 9:45. Just give y'all some more time. But it's your boy Norbs, and this is Jamel. This is the 10A Podcast, and we are out.